I don't know if anyone saw the Discord yesterday, but I
Shit
had
to hear about the Vertigo. I had crystals form in my ear fluid a little while back. Hope you feel much better soon.
Oh,
Bulb.
Dave. Bulb. What? I've never heard of it before.
Twat.
Hello. Hello there, how are you? I'm alright. Yeah, I had I woke up with vertigo. I've never had it before. It seems like a lot of people like get it. A lot of people have had it from what I've seen. But I woke up yesterday and I was laid down on my bed and it felt like I was in a washing machine, and I slowly opened my eyes and my eyes were just, I was just spinning. My eyes were just spinning and I was just like, what the fuck? And I sat up straight in bed and it slowly like kind of, my vision kind of came back and I was just like, whoa, what the fuck's this? I felt, obviously then I felt well sick. And then I got up and I thought, oh, it must have been like a dream or something. So I got up and then went downstairs and I bent over to stroke the dogs. And as I bent over, I just fell over. I just fell over and I was spinning again. And then every time I did this or this, my vision had just spiraled out of control and I had to ring the doctors. I got some of that, look. What is that? Prochloroprelazine. Sounds like some Donald Trump or Joe Rogan would take to fight coronavirus, doesn't it? Yeah, we hit it with the prochloroprelazine and the coronavirus just went away. Fucking weirdos. Vertigo can last for a while. Well, I had it all yesterday and it kind of slowly calmed down, but I was, so we don't go into the doctors at the minute. We just have like an Ask My GP and we just email them back and forth. And I was talking to my doctors and he said, oh, it usually clears up in 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks. I was just like, are you fucking serious? 3 to 4 weeks? So it's kind of, I feel like I'm okay now. I don't know, but I'm gonna fucking chin one of these now. I'm gonna chin one of these right now. Anti-sickness tablets or something. Ruined David Duval's golf career. I bet it fucking did. Just take it easy. Yeah, well, I don't know how. Because my eyes were like, I was just doing that. Oh, my eyes were just flying around my head yesterday, so I don't know what I'm gonna be like looking at PUBG all day. Don't know. I might just might be playing 1 minute and then I just might go. Something the next. I don't fucking know. We'll have to see. Yeah, but my doctor just sent me a YouTube video. I'm not even kidding. He sent me a YouTube video, a guide. I was like, "Is this are you a real doctor? Are you qualified to do this? Sending me a fucking YouTube video, you weirdo." Apparently, yeah. Vertigo is often one of the surprise mechanics of reaching your mid-30s. Fucking hell. It was hanging. Honestly, it's one of them. Hey, Mikadin, thanks for the 17. It's one of them things I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It's like earache, toothache, all them kind of horrible things. Vertigo was like, I shit my pants. I shit my pants as well because I had a concussion the other week and I came off my bike. I woke up and I thought, oh my god, that's it. A brain injury, I'm dying.
Hello Break, this is your doctor on YouTube. Just want to let you know your care is in good hands, and I am never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. B-U-L-B.
That's great. It basically sent me a guide on how to clear the crystals, because it's in like a tube in your ear. And you lie on your back and you tilt your head one way for 30 seconds. Then you tilt your head the other way for 30 seconds. And there is a YouTube guide. And apparently it's cured loads of people's vertigo. So PUBG, PlayerUnknown, have you seen his tweet? Have you guys seen PU's tweet? Everyone's seen it? It looks good. When PU's here now, I feel like he's going to do an open mic poetry session. And then in the wind, the deers frolicked in the field, and I'm talking about a new game.
Hi everyone. If you don't recognize me, I'm PlayerUnknown. And if that still doesn't ring any bells, I'm the guy that created the Battle Royale game mode about 6 years ago now as a mod for Arma. And then a few years later, I went on to help make a game called PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battlegrounds, or PUBG. Earlier this week, I announced my departure from PUBG
No, it's not PUBG, it's PUBG BG.
Studios.
Wait, is it PUBG BG? No, it's not, it's PUBG. Is it what is it? PUBG?
And today, I want to speak about
What it's
what's
fucking
next
called?
for me and my team. But
PUBG
before I start,
BG.
I just want to take a minute and thank all the players and
PUBG
developers
Battlegrounds.
that have elevated
People
these
are
simple
saying
game
Brendan
modes
looks
into a
homeless.
genre
I
of
only
amazing.
wish I could grow a
Your
beard like that.
imagination and innovation are inspiring to me. Thank
Me
you.
too, Kevo.
If you weren't aware, I started out making games as a modder. And actually, that's where I fell back in love with gaming.
It's good of him to
Getting
get
lost in the open fields
good of him
of
to get my
shooters.
bear logo tattooed on his
Since
forehead, though,
then,
innit?
I've held this deep fascination
Thanks,
with
PU.
sandbox-style open-world games and the freedoms that they give their players. But I always just wish they were a bit bigger. So that's our mission as a studio. We want to create realistic sandbox worlds on a scale that's seldom attempted. Worlds hundreds of kilometers across with thousands of players interacting, exploring, and creating. I'm humbly following in the footsteps of so many other great open world developers.
Right, I'm gonna pause it a minute. Right, the thing. Don't know if PUBG. I don't know if PUBG's listening. I don't know if PU's listening. Right. The thing, if you PU, right, if you're there thinking about doing DayZ, right. Obviously, you're more cleverer than I am. Cleverer. But the thing that made DayZ so good for, I would say, 90% of the player base, there is a 10% player base here that like this aspect. But the reason why DayZ was so good was because of the fucking PvP. And I'm not saying just mindless shit. Mindless PvP, running to the coast. Pardon me. Running to the coast and killing, fresh spawns. That's weird, alright? That is weird. I'm talking about just the threat of not knowing if you're going to get shot all the time in any tree line. Just the threat of not knowing if someone's sat next to you in a bush. Do you know what I mean? If you take the PvP out of DayZ and out of those games, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, PU, if you are thinking about doing a game, right, and it sounds like he's in the next bit. I'll let the video play. In the next bit, he's talking about weather, and he says your number one foe is the weather. That's great and all, but after you've done it a few times and you know the meta to get around the weather or the conditions or whatever he's got planned, once you know how to get around it, it becomes a bit monotonous and a bit of a draw, like a drag, if that makes sense. Especially when that gets in the way of PvP. In my opinion, anyway. Don't do zombies. The thrill is knowing that you could get scoped at anyone. Yeah, exactly, right? What's the difference between a tech demo and early access? So I think Dean is kind of doing something similar. It's me, right? So Dean is doing beta weekends every second week. So every 2 weeks, Dean's going to open his game up. And there's going to be more content every 2 weeks, right? And he's just trying to get the basics down. So Dean's just trying to get... He just said, I want the basics down before we work on any crazy mechanics or anything like that. And that's really sensible. Because, let's be honest, Dean Hall took a lot of shit for DayZ, didn't he? He took a lot of shit for DayZ. A lot of it, 99% of it was, completely just unjust, and it wasn't his fault. But, I mean, I think he even knows that. He probably made some mistakes. So I think Dean Hall is trying to not make those mistakes again and slowly open the game up and test things and just get the fundamentals right before they do anything crazy. So I think that's what PU's doing with this. So it's clever, and he said you can pay whatever you want for it, right? the tech demo is like Dean Hall's beta weekends kind of thing, where people can play it, they can pay whatever you want for it. It won't be fully fleshed out, but it might have the basics in there, and they can get feedback from that. They can you know, squash loads of bugs. They can get player feedback on what was missing and what wasn't. They can tweak mechanics, and that'll give him feedback for his potential new game. But I think a lot of these games that have come out since DayZ, right, they're all focused on survival or eating and drinking and all that kind of stuff. I think what made DayZ mod and DayZ great was the PvP and the constant threat of maybe you're being watched, maybe someone's got a rifle scoped in on you at the minute, maybe you're being tracked, etc., etc. And then the fights, because it was permadeath and you lost everything, the fights were way more meaningful when you had gear and when you were in a certain area. The fights were way more meaningful than in other games where you, like Battlefield, where you just fight and respawn, fight and respawn, fight and respawn. It doesn't matter. You just come in with the same loadout, same loadout, same loadout. I think a lot of people, even if you're not a PvPer, the threat of there being PvP makes the game good. That's what gives you that atmosphere. That's what gives you that feeling of being scared. That's what, you know, seeing a player in the distance, it kind of spooks you out. You just get spooked by another player being on the same server, and you see him in the distance, and it's a weird feeling. I don't know if you ever played DayZ solo, but when you're solo, you're playing offline, it might be dark at night, and you're in a dark room on your own, and you're playing DayZ. When you see another player in the distance, it's fucking spooky. Agavas, thank you, mate. It's spooky. Monka gun. That's really kind of you. I appreciate it. So even if you're not like going into DayZ to do the whole PvP and to do all that kind of stuff, just seeing other players and the threat of PvP made it brilliant, you know. So I really do hope that he makes a game that's, I'll say it, primarily PvP focused, with survival elements tagged on in an open world. But I think the future of these games might be raid based rather than constant open world. I feel like a constant open world, you still need server restarts, there still needs to be some downtime, the server's got to clean stuff up. The more and more things people and players do on the server, the slower the server gets, and it causes performance issues, FPS is reduced, all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I'd go on a DayZ server and I'd spawn in on the coast, and the FPS would be like 40 FPS lower than other servers, and you'd be like, what the fuck's going on? And it's because everyone's built a fucking massive fuck off base. Do you know what I mean? So I think the future of these is going to be raid based, so maybe just 24-hour servers, so that you can play them, they're up for a whole day, or 23 hours and they're down, or they restart after 24 hours or something. So they're just one restart a day, but it wouldn't be a restart, it'd be raid. So, you know, I don't know how to do it, but there's definitely better ways than open world, forever open servers.
So many others, and like them, my dream is not to create a game, but rather a world. Now, there are many problems with creating worlds at the scale that I envision, but one of the more significant is that we simply don't have a way to fill these massive spaces with content, assets, game mechanics, locations, and similar things in a reasonable amount of time. Realistic open worlds take a great deal of time and effort to produce, and so this was the first issue that we chose to tackle. The key to making things bigger than humans can create on their own has always been to get machines to pitch in and help. And that's exactly what we've done here. Our machine is a neural network, and our network gives us a way to learn and then generate massive, realistic open worlds at runtime. Or, to put it another way, each and every time that you press play. It's this breakthrough that we hope will start pushing video game worlds to the sorts of scale that would lend weight to the idea of, you see that mountain? You can climb it. And coming across a beautiful corner tucked away in a vast wilderness. I think that has real meaning when thousands of players...
Is PU there talking about just randomly generated worlds, yeah? That's got to be some clever shit. Because level design's really fucking important. The thing is, sometimes these procedurally generated stuff, they create anomalies where it's just doesn't look right. Do you know, like, for example, like, the environment in Red Dead 2. That whole world and that environment, every little prop and every little stone and rock has been placed by someone, and they've done it purposefully for a thing, right? For the aesthetics or whatever of the area. So I don't know if a robot or whatever the fuck AI or whatever's doing it can do it to the degree a human can.
This is what me and my team have been working on. We're developing this technology required to enable massive scale within open world games.
2
It's been a
years
fascinating
already.
project to date.
Hey,
And
thanks,
soon
Lemmings.
we'll be ready to show off some of what we've achieved. Which brings me to Prologue. As I said, first we need to build out the technology required to generate these vast worlds, the ground on which we'll play, so to speak. Prologue is intended to serve as a simple introduction to an early iteration of our technology, and a chance to look at what we've accomplished by leveraging machine learning. In Prologue, you'll need to find your way across a runtime generated wilderness and use found tools and gathered resources to survive on a journey where harsh weather is your constant foe. There will be no guidance, no path for you to follow, just a world, a spot on the map to reach, and the tools needed to get there. We've also decided to release Prologue as a tech demo rather than a complete game, a way for you to experience an early iteration of our terrain generation tool. Our aim with Prologue is to open the door to our studio and to show you what we're working on. And because Prologue is a tech demo, we're going to let you pay what you want for it. If you like what you see, enjoy the experience, and want to support the team, that'll be entirely up to you. This is just the start though, a small glimpse at the technology that will eventually power a much more extensive experience. Prologue is our first step on a multi-year journey towards creating what we hope will be rich and interactive open worlds. Look, I know I've been a little light on details, so to give you more insight into our plans, we've done an in-depth interview with Dean Takahashi, which will be released tomorrow over in VentureBeat. Finally, if after reading that and you think what we're working on sounds interesting, please do drop by our website and check out our career page. So that's all from me today. If you're still here, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Until next time, bye for now.
Promising, right? Like I said before, I really hope that they put an emphasis on PvP. It's what made DayZ great, in my opinion. It's why the majority of people play it. Obviously, you get a few people that literally just do the survival thing over and over again, and then obviously there's people that do the PvP thing over and over again, and then there's people that like a bit of both. I feel like a bit of both is good balance. Survival mixed with the PvP is good, but the way I think you still have to eat and drink way too much in current DayZ. Like you have to, I can eat like 4 steaks and then an hour later my guy's starving, and it's a bit like, fucking hell, right? Gotta look for some more things. Like I feel like DayZ Mod had the food done right, where you just ate once or twice in like 4 hours. He's not making a game though. His company's making a 3D world creation engine for open world games. Yeah, yeah, he has been very vague on it, Ming, I guess. Maybe he isn't making that. Maybe the next venture with PU is into just an engine. 100% pumpkin farming only. Yeah. I don't know. I remember them adding farming to DayZ and like 8 people used it. And then when they removed all the guns, everybody kicked off. I think that shows you. Like, I think if they removed farming, no one would give a fuck apart from like 8 people. DayZ stream when? When shooting people's fun.
Call me wrong, but give me seasonal generous map with the gunplay, the looting system and the engine of EFT. Make it open PvP without a crazy base building and let it run on proper servers with an admin-based anti-cheat. I'll never leave the house again. Oh, and also don't let Zibaba do twat on server. It's on him.
Teddy, yeah. I think that's a really good recipe for a very, very, very good game.
BRK-POG.
I think that's a really good recipe. Not that much base building. I think that's important. I don't want to go and build a fucking base. Don't want to do it.